gods and goddesses, kings and queens. Peace, 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 peace. How you doing? I'm SHU AMUN RA. This is part 3 of the segment. This is class. I told you it's going to be different this week. Brand new. Whole new information. Things that we don't talk about. I told you it's going to be a whole lot more information. And we need to start discussing about positivity and the great things that our people done. And let's remember what they've done. Let's remember the path they took to become great in the eyes of the beholder. They became great, and we started looking at them and saying, I want to analyze them. I want to be like them. And that changed the world. Don't get it twisted. It changed the world. So, gods and goddesses, kings and queens, brothers and sisters, however you want to be called, let's get into it. Recap. Smoke Town. What happened to the great Renaissance, the Black Renaissance people? That's what this whole school lesson is about. Renaissance people who made a difference. You got this book? Get this book. See those flashcards? I told y'all before, get these flashcards. When you're going to make a difference, there's people now making a difference. But there's also people who forgot the people that went before them. I don't know why. It's history. I don't know why we don't discuss this. Now, I'll say it again. I said it in my second segment. It's not to disrespect any religion. If no religion is not talking about the history of the melanated race, the darker race, if you ain't talking about it, quite frankly, something wrong. The Bible is good to have. Let me make it clear. But it ain't all based on John, Matthew, Luke, Acts, 1 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians, 1 Chronicles, 2 Chronicles, 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy, so on and so forth. That's the New Testament. The Old Testament, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, 1 Kings, 2 Kings, so on and so forth. It's not always about that. It's about reality right now. What you doing? The Bible can give you inspiration. Let's make no mistake. I know the Bible. And if you think I'm joking, do any one of you have this Bible here? Zander Van Illustrated Bible Dictionary? Huh? Oh, let me bring it closer so you can see it just in case. Anyone of you have this Bible here? I'm guaranteed most of you don't. Huh? Most of you have the what? The King James Version or the NIV. Am I right? What you saying to yourself? Do I have it? Because you can hear it. I'll be right back. Now, I'm going to show and prove that I have several different Bibles. The reason why I'm doing this in this third segment, before I get to Lena Horne, the great Lena Horne, is because it's to prove a point. The point is this here. NIV, Bible Studies, Commentary, right? Which I even have another NIV Bible. Just don't get it twisted. Because the point is this here. You ain't going to tell me nothing. You ain't going to say, oh, he ain't got this. He going to show this Bible, the Zan, the Zander Van Illustrated Bible Dictionary. You know what that is, right? Those are Sumerians. I bet you I didn't know that. But anyway, that Bible. But just for the record, the NIV, the New International Version, NIV. Then we got the King James Version. Yeah, Then we got one of my classics, the New World Translation, Holy Scriptures. That's 5 different Bibles. 4. Actually, 5 is another one in there, like that. And then I got many different Bibles on my phone that I can download different versions. I've got the Quran on my phone. I got the Book of Jubilee. I got the lost books of the Bible. I got the VAT. I got the hold on. Sometimes I forget. I got I said the Book of Jubilee, right? The lost books. I got the Quran. I got the Tahara. Tahara. Supposed to be Hebrew. But what it does, you can get it in the English version. All this is on my phone. You understand? Now, the reason why I have these things is so I can cross-reference. I cross-reference information. Okay? So, gods and goddesses, brothers and sisters, if you want to really get into things, let me make something clear. It's not about, oh, you smart, you this. It's not about that. You know what I hate? I hate when people tell me, oh, you smart, you know this, you know that. I ain't about all that. I ain't know all these things. I got to do research. The reason why I started doing my research 8 years ago, a simple fact, because I was tired of being stupid. When you're tired of being stupid, when you're tired of people injecting false information, you need to reconstruct the way you think, change your mind, and recharge your battery and become a new creation. That's what it's all about. That's what it's always been about. And then you got to deal with the good, the bad, and the ugly. Inject that information. So if anybody wants to try to use history against you, you will be able to defend it or defend yourself in a proper manner. Proper manner. I told you I get tongue twisted from time to time. I'm not ashamed. So, if you believe in what you believe in, you do your studies. Just like somebody go, why would you buy this book? Why not? The Message to the Black Man? Come on. Why would I buy all these different Bibles? I don't want to hear about, I wouldn't buy no Bible. I'll throw it in the garbage. That's when you're being personal. That's when you're getting too emotional. You got to train yourself not to be emotional. You got to meditate every day. Meditate, I'm telling you. However, you got to meditate. However, gods and goddesses, Billy Strang and Lena Horne. Let me get into that. I'm going to show you the picture again. Right? So you won't forget. I don't want y'all to forget because, I read a little bit about Billy. Alright? Just a little bit. But when he came from Westinghouse High School, and he already had establishment himself. A great musician. There's Billy. There's Lena. Right? Now, I'm going to talk about Lena Horne. Let's jump into a little bit. Bear with me. So when Lena received another show business after several months, later she kept it quiet. Lou Lewis, a New York theater producer, invited her to the Star Blackbird of 1938 reveal of the popular musical review. Grudgingly, Jones agreed to let her go on condition to that she takes Gail, so Lena asked a Pittsburgh friend to come with her to babysit. The show tried out in Boston, but there wasn't enough money to pay the cast. Again, Jones demanded that Lena quit, but she stayed out of the loyalty to the ensemble. Finally, the Blackbirds made it to the Broadway, where it received lukewarm reviews and closed after a week. On the last night, Jones showed up from Pittsburgh and refused to let Lena attend to the cast party, and it was then that she decided she wanted a divorce. When Lena told her father, Teddy urged her to reconsider. He set up a family meeting with Jones' father and sister. Everyone urged the couple to think about what was best for Gail and Lena. Wiley agreed to give the marriage another try. Almost immediately, she got pregnant again. In the early 1940s, she delivered a baby boy who was named Edwin, after his father and grandfather, nicknamed Little Teddy. After the birth, Lena made a new friend who finally helped her find a work in Pittsburgh. Jones was part of the group that met the different homes to play bridge and favorite card games and Sugar Top set. Lena didn't play, but sometimes she tagged along and sat in the corner. One day, one of the regulars came over to talk to her. A slim, elegant lady was braided around her ears. It was Charlotte Indy Catlin, the Hill socialite and acclaimed pianist. They hit it off immediately, and before long, Charlotte asked if Lena would like to go into business with her. Charlotte often played at home of rich white folks around the city, and she suggested that Lena come along to sing. When Lena warned that her husband might not permit it, Charlotte said, "I'll ask Lewis." And sure enough, Jones couldn't bring himself to say no to someone of Carlton's social standing. For Lena, it felt good to perform again, without whirling hours of miserable conditions in nightclubs and road trips. When she and Charlotte arrived at the host homes, they were ushered into side rooms while the guests finished dinner. Then, with the kind of songs that went over well in a wealthy white world, "The Man I Love," "Copper-Colored Gal," "The Sunny Side of the Streets," the hosts were always very polite and appreciative, and sometimes they afford coffee cakes. Cash never changed hands direct. Instead of fee of $5 to $10 was directly sent to clients the next day. The Cotton Club of the Ritz called it they weren't, but the soirees helped Lena improve as a singer. In such intimate settings, she could hone her natural talent for the working of a lyric. Carlton recognized that this as Lena's great strength and her ability to tell a story rather than her sheer vocal prowess. Charlotte helped Lena develop that skill, teaching her how to vary her inflectuation and piece of projection. Later, Lena would look back at the experience of singing with Charlotte and Carlton as one of the many ways that Pittsburgh changed her. For all the disappointments of her marriage, Pittsburgh allowed her to get away from her suffocation, mother and stepfather, and to be treated like a grown-up by her father and his friends. It forced her to learn to stand up for herself as a wife and a performer and as a businesswoman. Lena Horne. Now, the reason why I read it that way is because I didn't want to just jump into Lena Horne singing at the Cotton Club and so on and so forth. Nah, let's get to know people as they were small and then became giants. That's Lena Horne. Brothers and sisters, guys and goddesses, let me tell you something. get into the our black cards, black history, right? We're gonna get to know and see some beautiful black women. Because, you know, a lot of you don't understand what people really, really done and the sacrifice they had to endure. Remember I told you earlier, it's not always about where they get there, how they got there, but the things they had to do. Huh? Remember the names of some of the females I mentioned? Huh? Y'all remember? So, I'm going to name some females. Did anyone of you remember Josephine Baker? You don't think Josephine Baker was a Renaissance? See, that was a Renaissance when you see me reading that book. That's from Detroit. But Josephine Baker was a Renaissance. I'm going to read it to you. Entertained a French resistance activist. French resistance activist. Started her dancing career locally where she quickly became the highest paid chorus girl in Vivaudeville. First black person to become a worldwide class dancer and starred in a major motion picture. Renounced her U.S. citizen in 1937 after marrying a Frenchman. Acted in French resistance aided the French resistance in World War II. She aided the French. Yeah. Became close friends with actress Grace Kelly later in life after a racial incident at Sherman Billington's Store Club in Manhattan. Civil rights movement contributor to who refused to perform for segregating crowds and spoke at the March of Washington by the side of Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. Josephine Baker. Renaissance. Huh? Understand this. See, I say it and I say it again. When you speak about people, make sure you know what you're doing. Because women are great. The goddesses. Right? We need to remember that women contribute. And I don't mean contribute the way you think. I mean women who contribute in a great skill of dealing with life itself. Now, once again, you've seen I already started, I brought out the black historical flashcards, right? These are flashcards. And I give you small details, and I'll read it from the back like I showed you Josephine Baker. Right? Now, I have also mentioned Oprah Winfrey. Now, a lot of you can sit up there and go, oh, well, Oprah Winfrey didn't do this. You don't know what Oprah's done. You don't know. I mean, listen, I say and I'll say it again. If you get over emotional and things like that, you ain't gonna learn nothing. You too quick to judge. You don't know what she been through. You didn't walk her shoes. It's Oprah. Oprah Media Network, owner, talk show host, actress, producer, and philanthropist, listed by Forbes as the richest African American and one of only 10 black billionaires in the world as of 2017. Best known for hosting the highest rated talk show in history from 1986 to 2011. Nominated for Academy Award for the Best Supporting Actress for her role in The Color Purple, one of many movies she had starred in or produced, supporting charitable projects and non-profit organizations around the world through her organization, Oprah Angel Network. gave over $400 million to educational purposes and opened schools to girls in South Africa in 2007. Now, remember I told you, it ain't what you don't like. It's what you ain't walk her shoes. If you ain't done no work, you ain't put in no work to help your people in some kind of way, who are you to judge? Remember I mentioned Harriet Tubman in the last segment? The Underground Railroad? Well, there's Harriet. Let's read hers. Escaped slave, abolitionist, and armed spy during the Civil War. She was an armed spy. I continue. Escaped from slavery and began freeing her family members through connected network of safe housing called the Underground Railroad. So that means she wasn't by herself. It means she had help from other people. Let me continue. Lead approximately 300 slaves to freedom in the North during her lifetime, earning her nickname Moses. Served as a soldier, American spy, cook, a nurse in the Union Army during the Civil War. Oh, like I said, you think women just do a little part? You better find out the true power of a goddess. You might not like certain things, but it ain't for you to judge them. I told you. Stop getting over emotional because what people do or what mistakes they made along their path. They paved the way for whatever reason why she chose it. Let me continue reading. Continue to work in support of women's equal rights and the rights of women to vote under her death in 1913. John Brown shared his plans to raid Harper's Ferry with her. She was buried with the military honors at Fort Hill Cemetery in New York. Military honors. Harriet Tubman. You think some of you women can do that? Huh? Well, there's women making differences right now. I'm telling you, Renaissance. See, I'm reading the book Renaissance, different people from Pittsburgh. It came out of Pittsburgh. But I'm also giving you another group of Renaissance. Some of you should know this woman, Maya Angelou. April the 4th, 1928, May 28th, 2014. Maya Angelou. If you don't remember this woman, because you don't want to. Poet, author, and civil rights activist. Authorized the first non-fiction bestseller by an African-American woman, I Know Why the Caged Birds Sing, as well as a number of poems, novels, and autobiographies spanning over 50 years. Over 50 years! Contributed to the civil rights movement as a founder and organizer, working with both Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X. That means she held both of them. She had no, like one is better than the other. She knew they both was on different paths, but coming to the same problem and to deal with it. You understand? To work with Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, knowing they both was on different paths, but coming to the head of dealing with the same problem. And you say, you don't believe women have powers? Oh, they got powers. They changed the face of the world. You better get to know it. Let me continue reading on. Was the first black woman to write a screenplay of a major film and the first female poet of any race to recite a poem at a U.S. presidential inauguration. received many honors over the years, including 2010 Presidential Medal of Freedom. Maya Angelou. Huh? Renaissance. You got to understand something. When we're going to take the positivity of the greats before us and these flashcards, this book that I'm reading to you, these are our histories that we will have forever, and it teach your children these great people. I'm going to read a name. This goes back in time. I didn't even know this person, but this is a woman. She's from Kemet, which is, y'all call it Egypt now. Hatshepsut, 1507 BC, 1458 BC. Okay? First female pharaoh of the Egypt to attain full power. Approved that the economic status of her entire kingdom, making it possible for even ordinary people to live in prosperity, rule peacefully, but built the greatest army in the world during her lifetime, expand trade outside of Egypt, and brought many riches, ivory, gold, incense to her kingdom. Undertook amazing building projects, including the construction of one of the greatest wonders of the ancient world, Memorial Temple of the Dai El Pahar. If I said it wrong, I apologize. I didn't know that. I didn't know this. But now I have it. It is a treasure. I'm going to give you one more. Diana Ross. Now, Diana Ross is an entertainer, like Lena Horne, right? Lena Horne and all these other things. The reason why I put Diana Ross, because Diana Ross is the one who helped Michael Jackson. Oh yeah, don't get it twisted. You see, sometimes we keep forgetting how other people can help other people. For those who forgot about Diana Ross, and yes, she's still alive. It says March 26, 1944 to present. And Diana Ross's children are on making movies and TV shows. So, chip off the old block, Diana. And yes, a beautiful woman. Let's read about Diana real quick. Singer, songwriter, actress, and 12-time Grammy nominee. Recognized as one of the most ironic singers of all time with a career that spans over 4 decades. Achieved 12 numbers of hits as a solo singer after ending a role as a lead singer in The Supremes in the 1970s. Gave a Golden Globe Award to Academy Award nomination performance in 1972 Ladies Sing the Blues. Have anyone of y'all seen that movie? Oh, you love it. Become the first American woman to co-host an Academy Award in 1974. Named Female Entertainer of the Century by Billboard magazine. Declared the most successful female music artist in history by the Guinness Book of Records in 1993. Renaissance. 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 Gods and goddesses, brothers and sisters, I'm going to tell you something. Understand. Renaissance. These are people who achieved what they believe. They paved the way, not I'm supposed to pave the way, not. They believed in what they believed in. They became what they want to become. And what happened, the world recognized their skills, their talents, and then these doors opened up. Living in a system of things that the melanated race does not control, but to gain power to a degree, to push the doors open. Here in America, at the time is its highest racial, cultural type, and going through all these obstacles. Gods and goddesses, I see you on part 4.